Hello everybody, this is Diamond Suri from Canwings Consultants Private Limited. Welcome to this YouTube session. So I have again got some exciting news to share with you. Last time I shared with you that the state of Northern Territory has opened up its nominations for 491 visa. We'd just like to confirm that the nominations are ongoing. More and more applicants are receiving nominations. We've even received like 10 nominations in 36 hours, so that's huge, and we continue to do so, that is received the nominations until today. Now let's come down to the news update that I want to share with you. So last evening, very late in the evening, an update was released related to the Australian skilled migration, in which, as you're aware, that the budget was released very recently on the 11th of May. Now, following the release of the budget, there has been a change in the planning levels, and the regional visas which fall under the skilled migration have been increased by 17%. What that essentially means is that there has been an increase in the number of regional visas that will be granted people who will be migrating to Australia through the point system. And there has been a decrease in the global talent visa, which was set at a limit of 15,000 visas for the year 21-22. That, however, has been sliced down to 11,000. And also what we see as a subsequent change is a change in the business investment visa. So earlier the planning levels allocated more spaces for business investment visas. However, now that has been reduced. And the reason why they have changed these planning levels is because based on a research conducted, it was concluded that those entering Australia on a business investment visa tend to take up a lot of share of the skilled migrants who are migrating on 189, 190 as well as 491 visa. So they eat away that share, which they think fairly belongs to the skilled migrant applicants. Besides that, they've also identified that those who are entering Australia on a business investment visa are people who are fairly less educated as compared to those who are migrating on a skilled migrant visa. And also what they've identified during the research is that those who are entering Australia on a business investment visa end up having lower English proficiency level. In fact, 50%, more than 50% of them do not have the appropriate English proficiency level. Now, the reason why there has been an increase in the skilled migration quota is because of the following factors. First of all, the Australian government believes that skilled migrants, when I say skilled migrants, I'm talking about SIP class 189, 190 as well as 491. They end up offering longer lasting contributions to the Australian economy. And obviously these skilled migrants, since there's an upper age limit of 45 years, they tend to be younger. So the young force, skills force ends up contributing more to the growth of the economy. And then obviously they are more skilled. They've gone through the skills assessment. They have the appropriate qualifications. They have the work experience. They have the right English proficiency level. So they have the perfect skill set which the Australian industry needs. Besides that, they are this group, the skilled migrants end up having more earnings comparatively, and obviously they end up paying more taxes to the Australian government, and probably in terms of the Australian benefits, the Australian government doesn't have to really spend so much on providing additional benefits. Of course, the standard benefits go along, but they're not like a kind of a burden to the Australian economy. Rather, they are adding on to the economy by paying their taxes. Now, another thing I'd like to quickly touch upon here is that as far as the Northern Territory nominations go, I've got a lot of inquiries where people are asking whether they can apply for the Northern Territory nominations as well. Please understand that the nominations that we're getting now are for the quota 2020-21. So these applications were actually lodged long ago. However, owing to the pandemic crisis, the applications had been put on a hold. Now, the state of Northern Territory has started to process those applications. So technically speaking, they're not accepting any new applications from offshore applicants. Of course, in July, when there is a reset of the planning levels, you can expect Northern Territory to start taking new applications. Therefore, wait till July. You just have a month to wait. That's it. Now, I'd like to end it with a word of caution. We've already started with the month of June. We've got 30 days left for the end of this migration year. The new migration year will begin on the 1st of July. I've been telling my viewers since a very long time that those of you who have not started the migration process yet should start it immediately. Now, when you start the process, please keep in mind that you may be better off going in for a priority processing. Most of the skills assessment bodies have a priority processing in place, wherein they charge you an additional fee. However, they give you the outcome letter very soon, like in about 10 days or so. So a lot of you may not have time to wait for 2 or 3 months for the skills assessments to come through, because you would want to take advantage or seize the opportunity of nominations which are to open in the month of July for the quota 21-22. So please feel free to send us your CVs on canwings@gmail.com. That's CAANWINGS@gmail.com. Or you can also send it to us on enquiries@canwings.com. That is ENQUIRIES at canwings.com, CAANWINGS.com, or feel free to give us a call, drop us a WhatsApp message on 78498 78498. So until the next update, bye bye and take care.